enough is enough. It's time for a good old-fashioned sit-down video where I bring you up to date with all of the stuff that has been going on over the last couple of weeks. Goodness me, has it been a busy one. I suggest you load yourself up on a beverage, sit down, make yourself comfortable, and Kev's going to tell you some stories. This better be cool enough to drink. If anything, it's too cold. That shows you how long it's told me to set up all the lighting behind me in what is a very empty looking garage that looks like a garage again rather than an office for the first time in a good long while. And that leads in to the main thing we're here to talk about. If you follow me on social media or you follow me on Twitch, or I've even mentioned it in a couple of videos in passing, you knew it was coming, but we are moving house. We've found somewhere and we're moving house really soon. In fact, the next video you see on the channel, there's a very good chance it's going to be a house tour of the new house. Probably an empty house tour because we're not quite ready to move in yet, because we're renting this house and we're renting the new house. We don't have to do all of the move on the same day. So we're going to have a little bit of an overlap where we get the keys to the new place, can go and start moving a few bits over, setting a few bits up while still having this place, and kind of ease the transition between the two houses. It's ideal for Andy being able to do it that way. He's fully up to date with the fact we are moving. He knows we're moving. The whole house is basically packed away into boxes at this point because the move is so imminent and he knows it's coming. But just the fact that we're going to be able to go back and forth between the two houses for a few days, I think is going to be a big bonus for him, because our plan for when we show him moving day, we're deliberately moving at a time when he's going to be at his respite place for 3 days. So we're going to do the bulk of the move during those 3 days when he's at respite. We've got the removal company booked for then. And our plan is the night before he goes there, we're going to make it very clear to him that it's his last night in the current house. He's counting down to it. He knows how many days he's got left here, how many sleeps he's got left in this house. He will say goodbye to the house, go up to his respite, and he knows when he comes back, he'll be coming back to the new house. What we're actually going to be doing is bringing him back here to show him this house is empty, just as one final reminder. This is on the way home from respite, sort of, to where the new house is anyway. So we're going to come home via here, show him that this house is empty, let him have a look in his empty room, look at the empty living room, all that kind of stuff, see that there's no way we can live here anymore because it's empty, show him the internet's gone. That would be a big thing that makes him realize it's not home anymore if there's no Wi-Fi here. And then take him off to show him the new house for the first time, where, because we'll have had those few days and a few more days in the build up to that as well, where I've been able to take a few bits over. The plan is, if it all goes to plan, when we get to the new house, his new bedroom will be completely set up, ready for him to use. The living room will be completely set up, ready for him to use. The kitchen will be completely set up, ready for him to use. We're really going to focus on the parts of the house that are going to be for Andy, so that he has as limited difficulty with the transition as possible. That's the plan. We're crossing everything that the plan comes off. I've got a spreadsheet where I'm planning everything down to the most minute of details. So hopefully we're avoiding anything too major going wrong. As far as the new house itself goes, it is perfect for us. It's exactly what we were looking for. As I'm sure you're aware, if you've been around for the previous videos over the last few months, Anna's new job is taking us over to Leicestershire, and the new house is right nearby. It's I think it's like a 15-minute commute in the car. Obviously, she's not actually passed her driving test yet, so it's going to be me shuffling back and forth with her for the commute for a little while until she passes her driving test. More on driving stuff towards the end of the video, but it's about 15 minutes away from where she's going to be working. And it's perfect. It's exactly the layout that we were looking for. It's a 3-story townhouse where the top floor is going to have our bedroom and Andy's bedroom. We've then got a middle floor that has Amy's bedroom and the kitchen. And then the bottom floor has our living room and also my office. So I'm going to get an indoor office. No more working out in the garage with insulation on the back of the door and oil-filled radiators in here to try and stop me shivering. Not only that, the rooms by and large are bigger than the ones that we've got now. So Andy's bedroom is massive compared to what he's got at the moment. At the moment, he's got the smallest bedroom in a 3-bed house. He's now going to be taking the second biggest bedroom in a 4-bed house. It is a big bedroom, to the point where all of his living room stuff at the moment that he has in his little corner, his TV, his Xbox, PlayStation, all of his stuff, we're actually going to be able to fit that in his bedroom now. At the moment, Andy's bedroom is so small, it basically fits a bed, a bookcase, a chest of drawers. He has loads of stuff spread out on the landing where it doesn't fit in his room, and then all of his consoles and gaming stuff is down in the corner of the living room. That's why we have that weird living room setup where we've got a TV in one corner and another TV in the opposite corner, and it's always so loud in there because that's the only room it's the only place in the house we could fit all of his stuff. But now we're going to have a setup where we can fit everything in his bedroom. So he's going to have his bed, he's going to have his TV and his consoles and all that kind of stuff, and all his toys that were previously spread over the house is all going to be up in his bedroom, which is awesome because it means he's going to have his own little private space. And for us, it means we're not going to have the really loud Xbox sounds in the living room all the time, which is going to be absolutely fantastic, because I would love to be able to not have to have trained myself to ignore background noise, because it means when I'm recording, I sometimes don't even notice that it's there. And then I'm editing and I'm like, I can't hear what I'm saying because there's so much noise going on. But when I was filming, I didn't even know there was noise happening because I'm so trained into just tuning it out, because it's been 8 years of constant background noise. But Andy's going to have his own little special area to do all that in now. As well as that, he's effectively going to have his own private bathroom. We've got... this is, as a 38-year-old man who's only ever lived in a house with one toilet, this is nuts. There's 4 bathrooms in this house. It's not a super millionaire's expensive house. It just seems it's a new build-ish, relatively new build, and it just seems to be the modern way that they stick a lot of toilets in. So we've got an ensuite on our bedroom. There's the family bathroom on the top floor, which, because there's only 2 bedrooms up there, and we've got an ensuite in our room, that's effectively Andy's bedroom. Then there's another toilet on the first floor between the kitchen and Amy's bedroom. There's another toilet there, and there's a final toilet between my office and the living room downstairs. But the one downstairs we're probably not going to use that as a toilet. It's effectively a utility room. It's a weird setup. I'll show you it on the house tour that we do next week. It's basically a toilet with it's a utility room with a toilet in, but not a separate bathroom. It's just space for a washing machine, a sink, and a toilet in this one small room. It's a really weird room. Our plan, I think, is that we're just not going to use that toilet ever and just use that as our utility room. And because there isn't an additional utility room like what we've got now, we've got the utility room off the back of the garage. We don't have a utility room like that in the new place. So I think that toilet is just going to be the utility room. And Andy's bathroom is going to be the big family bathroom up on the top floor, which means for the rest of us, you're not having to put shoes on to go in the bathroom in the middle of the night for fear of standing in urine, which it seems like a little thing, but again, it's just a little home comfort that we're really looking forward to having. Just knowing that you're safe to go into the bathroom barefoot is going to be a really big thing. And also, like, you know, when Andy needs to go, if you're in there having a shower, he's coming in anyway. So it's going to be nice knowing that I'm showering in a different room to what he's going to be going to the bathroom. So huge benefits. Amy gets her own little toilet area as well that we're not going to be invading constantly. It's all good. It's going to be really good for everybody on just a little bit of just giving us all a little bit of extra privacy, extra little bit of space, which is really, really, really cool. We've also got a much nicer, bigger, more modern kitchen that's not falling apart like the kitchen we've got now. People often ask me to do cooking videos on the channel. I really enjoy cooking. I cook every day. I do all the cooking for our family. I would love to do cooking videos, but I mean, I'm embarrassed by the kitchen that we've got in this house. It needed replacing 10 years ago, and it never was, and it is just falling apart because the bathroom is directly above the kitchen in our current house, and the bath leaks through the ceiling. Every time anyone has a bath, water leaks through the kitchen ceiling, so there's all rot in the back of the cupboards, there's mold on the walls, the kitchen floor is wet whenever anyone goes to the toilet. The light doesn't even work in there because the water's damaged the electrics. This house we're in now is a nightmare. It's an absolute write-off. I know we sometimes get a little bit of criticism for it not being spotlessly clean and tidy. We're a family of 5 and, you know, we're busy, and Andy creates a storm of mess wherever he goes. I'm not trying to make excuses, but no house is perfect all the time. But we were at a major disadvantage in this place because so much of it doesn't work or isn't functional or is falling apart because it's just had absolutely no care and attention paid to it during the 18 years that I've lived in it, it's had almost no work done on it. So it's going to be nice to have a kitchen dining area that I'm proud of and happy to produce videos in. It's a nice open, well-lit area from what I remember. And I'm going to be able to film some cooking stuff in there, which is going to be really cool. We've got a dining table being delivered before we move in so that we can get rid of having to have Andy's little table and chair in the living room. There's going to be no eating in the new living room. We just figured that solves a couple of problems. Problem one, it means because Dave is only going to be downstairs, Dave doesn't do stairs well at all, so he won't be coming up into the kitchen. It means that Dave's not going to be constantly begging for food whenever anyone's eating, which is a big bonus. But it also means we can get into a habit of family meal times, everyone around the table. Andy's used now, over the last 6 or 7 years, Andy's gotten used to always eating at a table. But whereas now it's just going to be he goes to the dining room and eats at the dining table. We trialled it when we were down in London, the 2 Airbnbs we did this year. And he was absolutely fine with it both times, going to sit at the dining room table to eat his meals. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to all sit around the dining table in the kitchen when we eat. Food won't be allowed in the living room. And that's the room that we eat in. There'll be no dog in there pestering us. And I think it'll be pretty cool to be able to do actual family meals and stuff. So we're investing in a decent dining table and some proper chairs and just stuff that we've never really had before because the house hasn't really been set up in a way to make it work. So we're just really, really excited. It's gonna be awesome, and I can't wait to show you it. Like I say, probably in the next video we'll show you the new house, and I think the next video is likely to be just looking at it empty and maybe just giving you a little bit of a look around, and then probably the one the following week is likely to be when you see us actually moving in and Andy seeing it for the first time and that kind of stuff. Purely because I don't think I'll get that video edited in time to get it up for next Sunday. So I think empty house tour, just so you can get a proper look at it next week, and then us all actually moving in and getting settled into it the week after, and it is all starting to happen. And then the other thing, of course, that needs to happen is the car. The car is an absolute nightmare. We've been towed home the last 2 weekends in a row. We were towed home from towed home from King's Links. The car broke down on the way 2 weeks ago because the gear linkage was broken in the car. We were towed home from Skegness last weekend because it was the starter motor in the end had become disconnected. I think, and the mechanic is kind of hinted at but won't fully admit to it, all ties back to when we got the gearbox and the clutch replaced about a month ago. And I don't think the gear linkage or the starter motor were reconnected properly at the time. But ultimately, from my point of view, I spent nearly £2,000 on that car since August, and it's been towed home twice in that time. And I think that's enough for me to say, yeah, I'm done with this car. So we have ordered a new car. We've ordered a Kia Proceed, which should hopefully be with us in a couple of weeks. We're just waiting on a few last minute boxes to be ticked and I's to be dotted and that kind of thing, because with any kind of finance application for us, because my income is so very difficult to prove, and obviously we've just gone through the credit checking process to get the new house, there's always the little bit of a worry in the back of the mind that they might come back and say, yeah, you can't afford this car, even though we know we can. That might happen, so we might end up binning that idea off if we can't get it and going down the Motability route that a lot of people have suggested, because ultimately we do need a reliable car for Andy, apart from for all the other reasons that we need it. But the one that we're getting an automatic, because Anna, with her foot and back problems that she has, she's been trying to learn to drive in a manual for the last couple of months. It physically hurts her to use the clutch, so she's now going to switch to learning in an automatic. Our plan had been to get her a little automatic run around when we move there and become a 2-car family. But now we've got to replace my car as well. I think what we have decided to do is just get me an automatic, and then when Anna needs to take it to work, she can take it to work. If I need it for the day, I can take her to work and then have the car for the day. But I work from home. I'm not going to need the car that often. Once Andy's settled into his new school, he's going to have transport to and from there as well, like he does here. So it's not going to be a case of needing to take him anywhere. So I think we're probably going to be okay with one car. We've got by with one car for the last 8 years. I think we'll be all right with one car going forward, especially because we're going to be in an area where stuff that we need to access is all a lot closer to home. The gym that I think we're going to use is walking distance. There's a Costa within walking distance. There's a number of supermarkets like 2-3 minute walks away, shops and things. We're much more in the action in the new house than we are here, so much less isolated, less need for a car anyway. There's a bus stop like a 3-minute walk from the front door, probably not even that far. So we're very much in the action in the new house, which is really, really cool. So hopefully that car gets sorted and then we don't need to worry about getting a second car. I know there'll be lots of questions about Andy's schools and that kind of thing. Obviously, for similar reasons to us not sharing where Anna's working, where we're living, we're obviously not going to tell you where Andy's going to be going to school. At the moment, we don't know. We know when his last day at his current school is, but at the moment we're waiting to, we're kind of talking to the local council in the new area to sort out what school he can go to and when he can start. So I suggest there's probably going to be a period of time after we move in where he's not got a school, where he'll be at home with me. But it's not a big deal. We did it for the last 6 months. We can certainly handle that in the new house. And with me working indoors now, it's not even going to stop me working. He's likely to be spending a lot of his time up in his bedroom. We've got the CCTV cameras that we'll have set up in the new house, so I'll be able to sit in my office and work whilst keeping an eye on what's going on in his bedroom. Or if he comes down into the living room, we'll have cameras set up in all those places. I'll hear him walking past the door as he goes into the living room, that kind of thing. So I'm much more comfortable, and more importantly, Anna's much more comfortable in the new house for me to be able to just get on with my work, or he's home with me and it's just the two of us there. So it's not a big deal. If he's going to be off for a little while, it's not going to cause any major problems. So fingers crossed that gets sorted soon as well. And then I'd like to think within sort of 2-3 weeks, everything will be done. We'll be completely settled in a new house, with a new car, with Anna in her new job, Andy in a new school, and we can just get back to some kind of normality again and get settled back down into whatever our new vlog routine looks like. I don't know what it's going to be at the moment. I still don't know what the situation is going to be regarding Anna being on camera. So we're still working on the basis of, if she's accidentally on camera briefly, that's fine, but we're not going to make her the focus of videos until we know what the plan is. And we'll probably never make her the focus of videos again, because even if her new job says it's okay for her to do that, we still think there's privacy and security issues around what she's going to be doing with sharing too much online. So I think Anna's just going to be very much a background character in the videos going forward, but I don't think it will stop us from being able to continue to produce the kind of content that hopefully you've been enjoying recently. The vlog style is definitely leaning more towards what we've been doing the last month or so, rather than what we were doing for the previous 3 or 4 years. So hopefully you've been liking what we've been putting out recently, because that's how it's going to be from now on. We're not going to be vlogging every day, and we're not going to be releasing videos every day, and we're not going to be doing like weekly vlogs where we've got the camera on every day. We'll be picking the stuff that's interesting to share and sharing that, and do it, and still using that as a way to do like regular videos, but without the commitment to always have a camera on. I think we've all really benefited from not having the camera on the whole time over the last couple of months, and I don't really want to go back to having it on all the time. So hopefully you're enjoying the channel in its current form, and hopefully you'll enjoy the move, and hopefully you'll enjoy what comes next, because I think we are. This is a huge upgrade for all of us, for all parts of our lives. We're really excited, and hopefully you'll enjoy coming along for the ride. But I should probably stop talking. I know this has been a longer video than I'd normally put out, but I did warn you to get a beverage at the start. Mine's stone cold now. But luckily, because I used to be a teacher, drinking cold coffee, not a problem. We'll speak to you again soon, folks, from the new house.